13 everyday objects ancient Egyptians couldn't live without. 1. Tweezers. Tweezers were made of copper alloys. Just like today, they were used for personal grooming. 2. Wig. Egyptians wore wigs for two different reasons. One was to protect their heads from the sun. The second reason was showing social class or rank. The wigs were made of human or animal hair. Plant fiber was used as filler. A netting made of linen served as a base. Women wore wigs with simpler hairstyles than men. 3. Standing lamp. The Egyptians used oil lamps to light their homes. These are basically ceramic or stone bowls. Some were placed on the floor. Others were put on stands modeled after temple columns. 4. Headrest. Instead of pillows, Egyptians slept on stone or wooden headrests. A headrest is a curved platform on a stem. It elevated the head and kept it cool. Headrests were often decorated with religious imagery. This was supposed to protect the sleeper from evil. 5. Scratch pad. Papyrus was way too valuable for everyday use. Instead, Egyptians used limestone flakes for making notes. They also doodled on them randomly. Many of these scratch pads have survived until today. 6. Mallet. Good quality wood was relatively scarce in Egypt, so wooden tools were very valuable. Mallets were used for all kinds of repair and carpentry work. People probably shared them. 7. Razor. The Egyptians were very concerned about hygiene. They cut their hair short or shaved it to thwart lice. Egyptian razors were very basic. A metal blade was attached to a wooden handle. 8. Socks. We usually picture Egypt as hot, but it could get chilly in the evening. Egyptians only wore sandals when it came to shoes, but they also wore them with wool socks. 9. Mirror. Both women and men wore makeup in ancient Egypt, so it's not surprising they had plenty of mirrors. Egyptian mirrors were not made of glass. Rather, they consisted of a shiny copper surface. It was polished until it became reflective. The Egyptian word for mirror literally meant see face. 10. Jewelry. The Egyptians loved colorful jewelry. It was often made in the shape of gods or sacred animals. These were more than fashion accessories. They served as protective amulets. They guarded the wearer against disease and bad luck. 11. Chalice. The Egyptians preferred ceramic drinking vessels. These were often turned into works of art. Egyptian chalices were decorated with intricate carvings. Of course, gods were the most popular subject matter, but there were also animals, plants, and people. 12. Sandals. Egyptian sandals were made from animal hides. The most common were cattle, goat, and gazelle hides. Poor people wore sandals woven from grasses or papyrus. The non-leather sandals were similar to modern flip-flops. Royals wore more elaborate sandals, sometimes even gold ones. 13. Board games. Playing board games was a popular pastime. One popular game, Senet, was played by two people. They threw sticks to determine how many squares a piece would move. The passage of pieces across the board was a metaphor. It mimicked the soul's journey in the afterlife. Senet was even depicted on tomb walls.